All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rambling Men Sports Podcast. We are doing our final division preview. Last but not least is the NFC South. But first of all, James, how you doing, my man?
Good, brother. Sorry for the delay.
Yeah, no worries, man. This is why I wanted to get it done. I wanted to get this done before school started for me. It's going to be hectic. I have class in the evenings, and obviously you're off work in the evenings. Just going to be difficult for our schedules to line up.
When does school start?
It started
Monday?
last week.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Well, I will say this. I did dial back my hours. I was originally in for the 1-year plan. Just decided, hey, you know what? My parents, we had to talk, and we were like, let's just do it right instead of doing it fast.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, I'm now on the 2-year plan. So I have fewer hours, fewer work, or this semester. So I got a little bit of time, to get this kind of stuff done.
Cool. Where are you living in Morgantown?
I live. I don't want to release that on the internet. I'll text you later. I've told you that.
I was gonna say I might need to sleep on your couch when I come visit soon.
I don't have we do have a couch. But we got like 2 spare bedrooms. So.
Say less.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right down to it. As always, we're going to rank them 4-1, and then we're going to give our records at the end. So I think I already know who you got. We might have. I know we're not going to have the exact same 4-1, but we're going to have the exact same seller. Go ahead with your 4.
This is the most contentious division, in my opinion, with probably the NFC East or AFC West following, but. Obviously, the fourth team is going to be the Bucs. Even though they have some pretty good offensive personnel, but they're missing the most important underrated ingredient, and that's the offensive line. They definitely have like probably a bottom 3 offensive lines. Freaking horrible. Jameis Winston is suspended, and I don't even know if they're convinced with him going forward anyway. They got some talented players. I mean, they got Mike Evans. They got Deshaun Jackson, who I think is the most perfect number 2 receiver of all time.
Even Chris Godwin, I think he's going to break out this year.
Yeah, they definitely have some players over there on defense as well.
And at tight end, Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard, 2 very solid players.
O.J. Howard could be a superstar, you know what I mean? Like, potentially, they did draft him first round. I mean, he only had 1 year, and they got some players on defense as well. Quan Alexander, Gerald McCoy. I'm pretty sure they have a pretty good safety. They have some good pieces, but they're missing the most important pieces, and that's just a really good division. I don't know if they might go 0-6 in that division or 1-5 in that division, and I don't think they do that bad in a lot of other divisions in the NFL, but that one for sure. The other teams are every other team could win most of the other divisions, all the other 3 teams.
Yep, I agree. I have the same exact thing. Tampa Bay Buccaneers in last. I don't see this team winning very many games. I don't like the vibe coming out of their camp. Jameis Winston suspended the first 3 games of the year. I think this is going to be a bad year for the Bucs. This is a team I boldly picked to win the NFC South last year and to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't know what I was thinking. But I honestly...
You had the Bucs in the Super Bowl last year?
I did.
What the hell, Shane?
I didn't want to pick Green Bay. I didn't like Seattle. I wasn't that excited about Philadelphia, so I just went, screw it. I'll go with the Bucs.
I wouldn't have picked the freaking Bucs.
Believe me, I learned my lesson. But anyway, yeah, like you said, they got a terrible offensive line. Their defensive line, defensively, they're actually pretty decent. They added Vinny Curry from your Philadelphia Eagles. They got Gerald McCoy. And they traded for Jason Pierre-Paul. I mean, 3 out of 4 down linemen.
They grabbed Bo Allen from us, too, who is a starting caliber defensive tackle. They're going to be their other tackle.
You are right. And then they drafted Vita Vea in the first round. They have some pieces on the defensive line.
He'll probably be their starting tackle. But dude, they did. That's what I was saying. They have pretty good, offensive personnel. They don't have a great coach. I'm not a big fan of Dirk Cutter. Maybe that's just because of Jameis Winston, but I'm not a big fan of Jameis Winston. He's suspended right now. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick in. They have no running game because.
And then that's the other thing. Their second-round pick, Ronald Jones, word out of camp is apparently he's not progressing the way they want him to. So.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I shouldn't say that. He's just taking a while, I think is the word, and he's just not there yet.
Okay.
But I don't like this team. I won't be shocked at all if they lose at least 12 games, and then I think they blow it up in the offseason.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to rebuild, and I think when they rebuild, they're a quarterback away. And I know you can say that about a lot of teams. But can you see me, Shane?
I cannot. No, I was just about to say I cannot see you.
I cannot see you either.
I don't know what the deal is. It might be one of our internets.
Let's try that. That should be better. So.
We lost him.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, I hear you now. Go. I still can't see you though.
All right, hold on. Can you see me?
Not yet.
Oh, fuck, man. No.
Where's the dog? Last time I was there, you didn't have a dog.
It's outside.
Oh, okay.
My phone's right next to the window. Damn it.
Well, we can keep talking while you figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what it is.
But yeah, you took a snapshot. That came up. Okay, there it is. It shows up on my screen. All right, well, I'm just gonna talk while you figure that out. But yeah, like you said, you say they're a quarterback away. I honestly think they might just blow up the entire team this offseason or this upcoming offseason if it doesn't work out. Get rid of Jameis Winston. He's under a 5th-year option, but for next year. But if they got rid of him, I don't think they would owe him anything. There we go. I got you now.
What up?
Yeah, and the only player I really think is safe on their team is probably Mike Evans, just because they just signed him to a big contract, and probably Levante David defensively.
You want to know what's crazy though? I feel like they might end up starting Fitzpatrick the whole season, and he's the type of player that could have them at 6-10, 7-9. He's just that type of player because, like I said, they don't have that bad of personnel. Yeah. It's not like they're a typical last place team that just doesn't have any good players. I mean, Mike Evans is probably a top 5, top 6 receiver. Like I said, Deshaun Jackson's a beast. They got great tight ends. They need an offensive line, but you hit a couple, singles in the draft on the offensive line, and you're okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I have them. So.
Yeah, I agree. Neither of us are expecting big things from the Tampa Bay Bucks. So in third place, I think we're gonna have the exact same thing again. I got the Carolina Panthers. There's a lot of the stuff I do like. I do like about this team. I do love Ron Rivera as a head coach.
He's a good coach.
Yep. They have good personnel defensively. They got a pretty good front seven. Obviously, Julius Peppers is an ageless wonder. Luke Kuechly at middle linebacker. Thomas Davis. I'm not crazy about their secondary, but that front seven is probably one of the best in football. Probably they're probably the best in football though. I don't like Cam Newton, though, that much. We've talked about this before, James, not necessarily on the podcast, but just in texting. I'm not even sure he's a top...
It's not top 10.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say a top 16 quarterback.
He's not top 10. He is. I can name 10 quarterbacks that I would trust me to win a game.
No, I said top 16. I think I can name 16 quarterbacks better than him.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say, if anything, he's 11. He's right up. Just dude, off pure talent alone. Cam Newton did go 15-1 and have a really good season. It's in there. He's very similar to a Matt Ryan, but just way more athletically gifted. He's pretty good. He's probably a B+ quarterback, and he did have one good year, and he did go to the Super Bowl and lose. But overall, their stats tell you what they tell you, and you know what I mean. They're pretty good. They're not great. Neither of those players are. I think Matt Ryan's pretty overrated as well.
I'm just not buying into it. They brought in what's his name, North Turner as new OC. They drafted him some weapons offensively. They're trying to get him to be more, accurate and just better more efficient offensively. And I just have to see it to believe it. Even the year he won MVP, he wasn't that efficient.
Yeah, I agree. They have a good team. Christian McCaffrey busted one the other night.
Yeah.
They did get Torrey Smith. They still got Devin Funchess. They grabbed my boy DJ Moore from Maryland. They have a pretty good offensive line. Didn't they trade for Norwell?
No, they lost Norwell.
No,
this is a bad offensive line. And I heard their left tackle, Matt Khalil, is sitting out for the time being. I think his future in football is up in the air. I'm not sure he'll play again.
Oh, no. Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say I'm not sure he'll play again. It's uncertain right now. He's getting medical treatment or something like that, yeah.
But where I give this team the little bit of a knock under the other two teams is they just have a really bad secondary, in my opinion, as well. It's just not very good, and they're not going to be able to stop those passing attacks, in my opinion, as well as they're going to be able to stop Cam Newton. You're just not going to stop.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Like I said, this is a great front seven, I think. Probably the best in football. But their secondary is just not that good. They got rid of our boy Daryl Worley from WVU. But James Bradbury's okay, but the rest of these guys, Kevin Seymour, Corn Elder, Captain Munnerlin, Colin Jones, Mike Adams. Mike Adams is well beyond his prime. I don't even know who Colin Jones is. They drafted Dante Jackson out of LSU, who was like 5'10", $170. I just think he's too small.
Damn, yeah. I haven't really dug their drafts recently either because, like we said, there was a lot of cornerbacks, pretty good cornerbacks available at the DJ Moore spot. And it's like, I like the fact that you're trying to get cam playmakers. Like, I do respect the pick. I don't think it was like stupid or anything, but they could have definitely went cornerback there. And I think they probably should have went cornerback there. Who was on the board at that point? I mean, can you think of any? Mike Hughes was there, who the Patriots really like.
Mike Hughes was still available. Josh Jackson, who Green Bay scooped up in the second round, was still available. There was someone else.
But, you get the picture. Like, I think a better cornerback in that division would have paid off a little better than the DJ Moore pick. But if DJ Moore ends up being, a complete beast, which some people are saying, like, apparently he's lighting it up in camp and shit. So, if he ends up being a complete beast, obviously it was a good pick. But, it's slim chance, to be honest with you. I'm just going to be completely honest. I think that one wide receiver year, and a lot of people say this, I think it spoiled people on – rookie wide receivers. It's like that's not a typical class. That's not how rookie wide receivers typically adjust to the NFL. So we'll see. It usually takes a little bit. Look at Nelson Aguilar. I mean, he's going to be a really good player for us.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I can't think of very many receivers who Odell Beckham Jr. is one recently who just came in immediately and performed well.
And Mike Evans too. Mike Evans that same draft too. Just like, and there was one other one. Brandon Cooks was in that same draft. He had 1,000-yard season too. Like, it wasn't realistic. It's not what usually happens. So,
but like you said, it took Nelson Aguilar 2 years. It took Devontae Adams really 2 years to really develop.
Yeah, it takes a minute, and people don't realize that because some people can come right into the league and pop, right away. But it's not typical. It really isn't typical. So, but who is your second? Because this is where
this is where
dicey. I know who you pick second. I know who you pick second.
I know who you pick second and first, but
you're wrong.
I think you're wrong. Anyway, so yeah, we know who each other picked right here. But number 2 for me in this division, I have the New Orleans Saints. And it's nothing against New Orleans. I love their roster. Just, I think they're relying a little too much on their young talent. All of them surprised last year. They broke out, I can't even name them all. Let me find his name. Marshawn Lattimore. I wanted to call him Marcus Lattimore, but he's the running back from South Carolina. Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams, Ryan Ramczyk, Alvin Kamara, 4 rookies, all broke out last year, had huge years. Maybe they have a sophomore slump. I don't really know. I just think they're relying too much on those guys, and I don't think it's unreasonable to say that.
No, that's not unreasonable at all. I just do think that at least Marshawn Lattimore and Kamara are both studs. I'm convinced of that, even though it was only 1 year, and I could be wrong. Like, I mean, that's happened before.
No. I think they're all studs, and they're going to have great years. I think you could expect a sophomore slump from some of them.
Yeah, very possible. We had contrary teams here, so I have the Atlanta Falcons, and like Shane said, it's not even like at all a knock on the Falcons in any way. Like obviously the Falcons can win the Super Bowl.
These two teams are going to be unless something happens, they're likely going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, if Matt Ryan gets hurt or Drew Brees gets hurt, if those two stay healthy, they're both going to the playoffs guaranteed. Absolutely. Those are two NFC teams locked up. Yeah, I just like I said, I give the advantage at quarterback to Drew Brees. Wide receivers a lot closer than you'd think, even though I'd give it to Atlanta. Offensive lines are about even. The Saints actually pulled through and have.
I think the Saints have a better offensive line. Atlanta's is good though.
Yeah, and I feel like now they have a bona fide top 10. I'm very confident in saying top 10 cornerback in Marshawn Lattimore. It wasn't just like, oh, this rookie had 5 or 6 picks and but he still gave up a lot of stuff. I mean, his like passer rating to his side of the field was like top 2 in the league in like every category. Man, he was great all last year, and it wasn't a fluke. I mean, he was just really in people's back pocket making plays the whole year. And when you got a player who can at least somewhat contain Julio Jones, and I don't feel like they have a player who can cover Desmond Trufant's pretty good, but I don't think he can cover Michael Thomas, especially when Drew Brees is throwing to him. I would say better running, but I think Alvin Kamara is better than Devontae Freeman. I think Devontae Freeman's stupid overrated, just like Matt Ryan. Defense, Vic Beasley fell off. He really fell off. They still have Cam Jordan. What happened to Vic Beasley last year? I'm just sending out an Amber.
I think he had a down year. I think he did have a down year.
What the hell was he doing? I didn't even hear his name. He had like 16 sacks the year before. They do have Keanu Neal back there, who is an absolute stud, though. I don't know. They're really tight teams, but just because of Marshawn Lattimore and Drew Brees, I'm going to give the edge to the Saints. So obviously that's my number one team, the Saints. I just pretty much, compared those two right there. But Saints are going to be solid this year, man. But I will say this right now because I've been saying it for months. They're my Super Bowl pick. I do think the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl. Michael Thomas is a stud. Offensive line, nice. Drew Brees is a no-brainer. I think Drew Brees is due for another Super Bowl. I think he does have another one in him with that team. I think he can get another one and really cement himself. I think if he wins 2, because he's going to break every passing record as far as yardage and things like that. Maybe not touchdowns, maybe not, but I think he will. I think if he gets 2 Super Bowls, you might have to throw him in top 5 all time when it's all said and done, or at least 6 or 7. Like if he has every passing yard record and 2 Super Bowls, how can you not put him in the top 5? I mean, he's been probably the most consistent quarterback outside of a Peyton Manning and a Tom Brady you can think of all time at any position.
Yeah, I hear you. The one thing I don't like about New Orleans' offense is their pass catchers. And that's not going to be a huge deal with Drew Brees. He's going to make receivers. They don't really have a tight end. Josh Hill, Benjamin Watson, neither are household names. They do have Michael Thomas, but then their number 2 receiver is Ted Ginn Jr., and I'm sorry, Ted Ginn Jr. is a punt returner. He's not a great receiver. So that's just my one real issue with New Orleans offense. But my number 1 team is the Atlanta Falcons. I am going with the Falcons. Let me pull them up real quick.
Let me tell you this before you even start. I do have the Eagles losing week 1 to the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm liking the Falcons more and more to win that game. The more I hear about the Eagles injury.
Oh my gosh, man! Everyone. It's not even that people are hurt now; they just haven't been practicing because they were hurt. I think everyone's going to be like pretty much healthy for the opener, but it's like, dude, we haven't.
Didn't I just read someone came off the Eagles PUP list?
Brandon Graham.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Brandon Graham is just now practicing. Carson Wentz has been practicing, but he's not cleared for contact yet. Sproles and Peters are coming off ACL injuries. Jordan Hicks is coming off of an Achilles injury. It's just like everyone is like, they're healthy, they're okay, they're all at practice and shit, but it's like, damn, dude, like, odds are probably 2 out of those 5 players aren't going to be any good anymore. That's just how it goes. I mean, so we'll see. I don't know, man. I still have the Eagles making the playoffs, but that's a tough schedule, man. We do got a really good team. Dude, if Carson Wentz comes back and is slinging fucking cheese, we're going to win that shit. No problem. No problems. But He's gonna be slow coming back, man. People are gonna be talking crazy out of the gate, like he lost it or something. But he's gonna be slow coming back. He's coming off an ACL injury. He hasn't, we'll see. We'll see.
We're getting way off topic, but I hear you.
Sorry, I love the.
No, that's fine. I actually wanted to point out. I think it was Colin Cowherd showed Tom Brady's numbers after the year he broke his leg or broke his knee, whatever it was, and his numbers were not very good. Yeah, so I don't think it's impossible to say Carson Wentz will struggle this year.
Had a really good year after he tore his ACL, though. So that's my hope I'm holding on to. Or an Adrian Peterson and shit. Maybe Carson Wentz is like a freak and he'll just, be fun.
Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Right. Atlanta Falcons, we all know they're loaded offensively.
Eagles podcast.
What's that?
This is an Eagles podcast.
Yeah, Eagles podcast. Oh, did you see... Again, we're getting way off topic. Did you see the trailer for It's Always Sunny Season 13?
Yeah, Max ripped his shit. I think that's hilarious.
Dennis is a sex doll. Anyway, listeners, we love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Anyway, so we all know the Falcons are loaded offensively. Matt Ryan, they got two good running backs, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Although I do understand your beef with Devontae Freeman. I do think he might be a tad overrated.
Very good player, but he's overrated.
Wide receivers.
Back in the league, paid running back.
Yeah. Wide receivers, obviously very talented. Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, and they added Calvin Ridley in the draft. And Justin Hardy, not terrible. Austin Hooper at tight end. What's that?
That's going to be tough, like a tough cover. And gosh.
Austin Hooper, and I think Eric Saubert, their 5th-round pick last year, could surprise people this year. Offensive line isn't as good as New Orleans, but it's solid. Jake Matthews at left tackle, Alex Mack at center. They're going to be fine, barring any injuries. The one area I think they're better than New Orleans is the front seven. I think if Vic Beasley plays like he did 2 years ago, I think without question. Even if he doesn't, I still think they're pretty good.
Big if, man.
I like their front seven, especially at linebacker. Deion Jones, Duke Riley. And then secondary, this is kind of like the Giants are with their offense. They think it's so great, and that's what I hear about the Falcons, from the Falcons, is they think their secondary is so great. I don't think it's that good. I think
Trufant, Keanu Neal are pretty good players.
Trufant's good. He's not an elite corner. Keanu Neal is great. I wouldn't say he's an elite safety. He's a great player, though.
No, you're right.
So I think if you face the right guy, like a Aaron Rodgers, or Carson Wentz, if we assume if he comes back and plays well, that just has the hot hand, I think Atlanta's going to be in trouble. Because I don't think that secondary is that good to stop a quarterback with the hot hand.
I agree. I think Marshawn Lattimore is the best corner in that division.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our
best quarterback.
Anyway.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. All right. So that's what we think the standings might look like. So let's go ahead and run through the records. For Atlanta, for me, I think it's going to be about 11-5. I'll be I'm going to say 12-4. And now that I'm giving them a win in Philadelphia, week 1. So I'm going to say 12-4. They get the first round bye and number 1 overall seed in the NFC this year.
Yeah, I think that's.
I will say that. I think whoever wins this division gets home field in the postseason.
Oh, agreed. Yeah. But there's also a chance they all beat up on each other and go 10-6. But
yes,
I have the Saints and the Falcons both 11-5. But I just have the Saints owning the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So who do you have number 3? Or no? What's your what do you think the Saints are going to go?
11-5. They're a damn good team.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you have the Panthers going? I have them 9-7.
I think they'll be about 500. I say 8-8.
Ooh,
Cam Newton has never had back-to-back winning seasons.
Damn, I didn't know that. Okay. And the Bucs, I have them 4-12.
I'm going less. I say 3-13. I think this might be the worst team in football this year.
Will Grier next year? Tampa Bay Buck?
I hope not. Tampa Bay is lousy.
Possibly.
I mean, if anyone honestly, can turn it around, it's Will Grier.
If I had to give a guess where Will Grier would go right now, I would say.
Are you still sticking with he's going first round next year?
Yes, I do think he's going to go late first round. I think a team might it's similar to LaShawn Jackson, Lamar Jackson situation where somebody trades into the first round for him. But I think he might go to the dude. He seems like a Patriot.
Yeah, that's what somebody had him mocked to was the New England Patriots. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
Yeah, they'll give him a good. You know what I mean? That's a solid. Yeah. I like that.
I do
because I like the Patriots. Other people hate the Patriots. I like the Patriots.
I'm kind of tired of them, but I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. So, but all right, man. Good
yeah, we finally got our division previews done. We have more football stuff in the works. We were just talking about doing something about previewing NFL rookies this season. But that is our division previews. We will have a regular show coming for you guys at some point. A lot of shit going on. I just got a text from my friend who says Urban Meyer suspended the first 3 games.
Cool. I'm glad that he didn't get fired.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag for lying, but he didn't do it. Like
that's what I've been arguing.
He didn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? I get it. Like, dude, you should probably say something, but it's like, dude, he didn't do it. Like, a coach on his staff did something messed up, and everyone's like, fire Urban Meyer. That doesn't even make sense because he didn't it's not like the Joe Paterno thing.
Yeah.
At all.
No, not even a little bit.
Even though it's still pretty serious and pretty messed up, but it was pretty messed up of him. But he shouldn't have got what you call it. But all right, man. See you later.
All right, man. I'll be in touch.
All right, bro.
Later.